Hey guys, Cheese here. In this video, I'll be showing you guys how I draw. But before that, there are two things before we start. One is I'm using my phone and my poor fingers for this drawing, so please don't judge how it came out. Please. Remember that my method might not work for everyone, but it works for me. So this is just a tutorial for how I do my drawings. In this drawing, we'll be drawing Tam's song from Keeper of the Lost Cities, and we'll be just keeping it simple. Starting off with our drafting stage, you would want to sketch out a circle and add a line through the middle. You want the line to pass through the circle. It can be as long or as short as you want. Then from the end of that line, start to form a chin. After, begin to form the sides of the face. Draw a horizontal line across the face for guidance. Feel free to adjust your head to your liking. For the upper body, you would want to draw parallel lines for your neck and connect it with a big circle. Add a medium-sized circle halfway below the big circle for the stomach. Add a vertical line through both of the circles, then sketch a horizontal line across the middle of the big circle. Add two small circles, one on each side of the big circle. Make sure that they're above the horizontal line of the chest, and that both circles somehow line up with each other. And if you're not satisfied, you can always readjust them. After fixing it up, begin to form the body and arms. Remember, this is just the drafting stage, so it's okay if it looks really messy. Once you're satisfied with your adjustments, you can lower down the opacity of your drawing or change it to a lighter color, so that way you can see where you're underlining. You want to do thinner strokes this time with your underlining, and you can just follow along with what I'm doing. I have no idea how I can explain this, but hopefully just watching the video could help you. You can draw your eyes however you'd like. This is just how I do mine. Since this is a basic skill level kind of drawing, I'll be using the symmetry tool to make this process a lot easier. have multiple ways when I draw my noses, and this, I decided to just do a little basic kind of nose in the middle, just like that. And if you're drawing digitally, take advantage of the selection tool. It helps a lot. Also, if you're lazy like me and unable to draw the other side of the face, you could use the selection tool and then copy and paste it and then flip the drawing and then adjust it to the other side as you like. Usually when I do line art, I usually go over the areas again where there would be shadows, so it would look like there's some kind of depth to it. Remember that the human body isn't perfectly symmetrical, so maybe add a bit of non-symmetrical elements to the drawing will help it look a bit more realistic and alive. Moving on to the hair, I wasn't so sure how I was gonna do it at first, so I added a new layer and kind of outlined my idea of what Tam's hair would look like. Then I lowered the opacity of that layer and added a new layer and underlined that hairdo. Also, don't forget about the ears. Ears are crucial to the human body. After you're done your hair outline, erase the parts where it's overlapping, except the eyes. You will see why in a bit. Now that we're done with that, all we need now is Tam's clothes. So like how we drew the hair, we will start with a draft. So with a thicker marker or whatever, draw up the outline of whatever you want for the clothes. And then afterwards, we will underline it with a thinner pen. I wanted to make this drawing as simple as possible, so I just drew him in a turtleneck with no sleeves. Now moving to the coloring stage, add a new layer and put that way below your line art. What I typically do when I color, I start from the bottom to the top, so starting with the skin, then to the face, then to the hair. Now add a new color layer for the hair. Use the bucket tool as much as you can. It'll make the process a lot faster and efficient. Now add another color layer for face details. When you're coloring in the eyebrows, make sure that it's darker than the hair color. Then color in your eyes. Once you're satisfied with your flats, we'll be moving on to the shading. Add a new layer and clip that layer to the skin. Then with an airbrush, color in the cheeks with a slightly peachier color. Make sure that it's not pink, but it's not orange either. It's just like in the middle. Add that along the cheeks, the nose, the chin, and around the ears. Depending on your character, add lots or add less of blush as you want. With the same color, shade above the forehead for a bit of shadow, and also along the neck. Airbrush along the shoulders as well. Adjust the opacity of the shadow or the blush if you want. Just to create a bit of life to Tam, I tinted his lips a bit so he won't seem too dead. Then I proceeded to add a bit of eye bags under his eyes. And colored some shadow under his brows. Then added more shadows where I wanted shadows to be. Then with the blurring tool, I blurred a bit of the edges of the shadows to add a bit of a 3D-ish effect. And I proceeded the same procedure along his arms. Moving on to the hair, add a folder into the layer and then put the hair layer into that folder. I mostly experimented with the hair, so I have no idea what I did. I just went with the flow, honestly. But you can follow what I'm doing with the video. And for the next part, I turned it into a speed lap. You can slow it down if you want, it's just me finishing up the hair. And so this is what I ended up with. Anyways guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and that this was somewhat helpful. And please like, comment, and share if you want us to do this again. Bye!
Wishing for the sky. I don't know what I'm feeling. Maybe I'm just needing someone to pass the time.